What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to our Tuesday Talks with Jeff and Peyton and Foxy today. Today, we're going to go over 5 tips to help you be more consistent with your workouts, okay? And I want these to be action items, like 5 things that you can actually use today to be more consistent and use it this week. So let's dive right in. So if you're someone who's struggling with working out consistently, maybe you get started for a couple weeks and then you drop off, or maybe you've been thinking about getting started and you just haven't, use these 5 tips because they're gonna help you out, okay? Now, let's dive in. Number 1 is gonna sound a little controversial because I am a coach and I own a gym and stuff like that, but it's to invest in yourself. Money is a big motivator for people. So if you spend money on something, chances are you are more likely to actually use that. If you get something for free, your chances are you're most likely never going to use that. I mean, I would argue that like most of us on here who are watching this video have downloaded some sort of free guide on the internet, whether that's nutrition or fitness based or anything else based. And you probably never looked at it. Myself too, I'm guilty of it. I've downloaded like nutrition guides online. They've gone to my inbox. Maybe I glanced at it for a second, but I've never actually read it. But something that I'm gonna spend money on, like I'm in a business mentor group where I spend money on, damn well make sure that I'm going to show up every single week, listen to what they have to say, and learn something from it. Okay? So we value stuff based on what we spend our money on, and money is a big motivator to actually follow through. So investing in yourself is very important. And if you really look at the good and the bad about like free versus paid stuff, if we look at the free stuff, sorry, I got my notes right here, so you might see my eyes wander a little bit. If you look at something that's free, like, I hate to say it, but like something like my 21-day challenge that I have going on right now, we're in week number 3. It's completely free for people to join. It's a lot of fun, and I really encourage people to join it. But the the good side about signing up for something free, like a free challenge, and that you drop off, is that you don't lose out on a bunch of money if you quit. But the bad side of these free challenges, if you do quit, then you're right back to where you were. You're nowhere near where you want to be with your goals or with habits that you want to start building with your fitness, with your nutrition, and with your lifestyle. You are back to square one. Okay, so that's the good and the bad about a free thing. The good is you don't lose about a bunch of money, and the bad is you are more likely to fall back and you're going to be right back to where you were. Okay, now let's look at something paid, something that you invest in yourself, something like a program or a coach or something like that. The good is that you'll have more chance of actually following through because you'll feel more guilty quitting on yourself if it's something that you paid for. You don't want to waste the money. And like I said before, we value things that we spend more money on. And a good example of that is like a cheap car. So if you have like a more expensive car, let's say like $100,000 car, you're going to value that as this is something expensive. I want to take damn well care of it, or hopefully you should. But if you look at like $1,000 car, which is still $1,000, but if you look at $1,000 car, we value that differently. We value that cheap. If it gets a ding, you're gonna be like, well, I only spent $1,000 on it. All right. So we value stuff, or even if we look back at my paid versus free example, if you got a free car and you dinged it, you'd probably be like, well, I haven't spent anything on this. So we value stuff that we spend our money on. Okay. So invest in yourself. It's going to help you stay more consistent, and it's going to help you be less likely to quit on yourself. Number 2, work out at the same time every single day. This one's going to get a little bit more into the nitty gritty of things. I always think working out at the same time every single time you work out is going to help you be more consistent. If you are an early riser and you're like 6 a.m. it is, well, work out at 6 a.m. every single day. Don't bounce around. Don't do one day at 6 a.m., one day at noon, one day at 6 p.m., because then it's just more likely that you're going to push back to the later time. And then when that later time comes around, people end up losing motivation and not doing it. So pick one time, and that is the only option for yourself, okay? Don't give yourself multiple options. Sometimes, I would argue, a lot of people do better with less options. So give yourself less options and give yourself one time that you can work out, and stick to that time every single time that you work out, okay? Number 3, track your workouts and your progress. This might seem obvious, but a lot of people don't do it. We go through the motions without tracking anything, like how much weight we lift or how much body weight we have or body fat percentage. Whatever your measurements are, whatever your goals are, you should be tracking that and updating it every couple weeks or even every month to see where you're at, to make sure that you are seeing the progress that you want. One way to do this, if you're struggling to just work out, is print out a calendar for February. Well, we're almost at the end of February, but for March, print out a calendar of March and put it on your bathroom window or put it on your fridge and pick a goal for yourself for that month and be like, okay, if I want to work out twice a week and there's 4 weeks, I'm going to aim for 8 workouts in the month, or I'm going to aim for 10 workouts a month, or 15, whatever the number is. Post that goal on the calendar. Every single day that you work out, put an X through that day, and that marks your day that you completed. And then you have a visual that you look at every single day where it's like, oh man, I really got to work out today because I have to get my workouts in for the month. One other way, one strategy that I have personally used and given to other people, and I've made videos on it, is that every single day that you work out, you take $1 and you put it into your bank account. It's your own money. You just set it aside basically. And then after a month, 2 months, or 3 months, you take however much money is in that account, which equals however many workouts that you did, and you spend it on yourself. Go buy a new pair of shoes or go out to a nice dinner, whatever it is. It's just a little trick to keep yourself motivated and play a little game with yourself to stay consistent with your workouts. Okay, so track your workouts and your progress. Number 4, keep it interesting and keep it fun. I don't know how many people try to do the same damn thing every single day. Go for a run, go for a bike ride, or do the same routine in the gym, and then 3 weeks later, or even I'd argue like 3 months later, they drop off. So keep it interesting and keep it fun. It doesn't mean it has to be something crazy new every single week, but have the same principles behind your workouts, which I would argue are like strength training, maybe some high intensity, maybe some conditioning, to change it up. And then you can start adding in more variety and more fun and more circuits and more different rep ranges and different styles of doing strength training. So always keeping it fun and keeping it interesting. The more like same things that you do over and over again, the more boring it's going to get. Okay. And then number 5, have a team of support, whether that's, a workout buddy, whether that's your partner or your spouse, whether that's a community that you've involved in, or whether that's having a coach. Have some sort of support, someone you can turn to motivate yourself, and to hold you accountable to actually do it, who's actually expecting you to do it. So, having a friend be like, all right, come on, let's just get to the gym. I'm going to be there at 5 p.m. Just be there with me. Or having a coach be like, all right, these are the days that you're going to work out and these are your actual workouts. Having that accountability and having that support are really going to help you get started and actually stay consistent. Again, this goes back to kind of that free versus investment thing. If you have an investment in the people that you are telling that you're going to work out, you're more likely to actually follow through. But the free version of that would be you're not telling anyone, you're just trying to do it on your own. And then when you have a bad week, it's so easy to drop off because, hey, no one knows. And everyone always knows you as just this person over here who doesn't work out or maybe works out a couple times a year. But if you actually invest in yourself by spending money and by telling more people who expect a different thing, now you feel more guilty if you drop off. Okay? So let's see. And then my last note on that is that a coach can help you hit all 5 of these as well. So number 1, again, investing in yourself by getting a coach. Number 2, work out at the same time every single day. A coach can help you do that. Number 3, tracking your workouts and your progress. That is what a coach is for. Number 4, keeping it interesting and fun. That's what a coach is for as well. Creating your workouts. And then number 5, obviously having your back and having support. So that's why coaches are so important. But again, it doesn't have to be a coach. If you can handle everything, it can be a workout buddy, a workout partner, your spouse, a friend, or just a community at your gym. And then my last note is like, if you do decide to invest on a coach, they can take away a lot of other hurdles that stand in the way of you in actually reaching your goals, like preparing workouts for you, like checking in with you, like I talk about, and giving you that support. Okay? So that's number 5. I hope these 5 have helped you really quickly. Again, invest in yourself. Money is a big motivator for people. If you spend your money on something, you're more likely to do it. If you have a free version of something and you have a bad week, you are more likely to drop off. So invest in yourself is number 1. Number 2, work out at the same time every single day. If you give yourself more options, you're more likely to not do it. But if you give yourself less options, it's going to make you more motivated to actually follow through on that option. Number 3, track your workouts and your progress. There's nothing more motivating than seeing progress. But even at the beginning, like I said, you can print out a calendar of the month, pick a goal for how many workouts you want to hit in the month, and then X off those days that you do work out to make it more motivating as a visual that you see every single day. Number 4, again, keep it interesting and fun. Change up your workouts. Have the same base of like strength training and conditioning and things like that, but switch it up on yourself. Make it interesting, make it fun. And then number 5, have that support team for yourself. All right, quick one today, but it's actually super important, and I hope these 5 help you. If you have any questions on this, feel free to reach out to me. I am out for today. So say goodbye to Foxy. Say goodbye to Peyton. Peyton, you want to say goodbye? No, you just want to stare at yourself. Who is that? Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you. And if you have any questions on yourself, on motivation, or staying consistent, feel free to reach out to me. And I will see you for our next video.